Let's start with this sort of bazooka that came out from Japan.
Yeah, it is the story of the day. As I said earlier, it's a little bit of Milton Friedman combined with Paul Volcker. Friedman said inflation's a monetary phenomenon. You need more money in the economy, so that's what they're going to do. And as Volcker did, they're going to target the money supply instead of interest rates. To put it in perspective, the Fed has been adding no more than about 0.5% of U.S. GDP in its QE. Japan's going to do more than a percentage point a year. So they're doubling the amount of stimulus per capita in Japan from what the Fed is doing.
And it's interesting to get this simultaneous press conference right now from ECB President Mario Draghi talking about what options, taking a lot of questions from reporters, not doing anything. He does say that the ECB stands ready to act and suggests that they're having thoughtful conversations about what they could do. But it is a problem for Europe right now, and that is they are in crisis. He's taking questions on Cyprus and sort of the poor management of the bailout. But he's also talking a lot about how there's problems with transmission of monetary policy and some of these extraordinary measures that the ECB has and getting it to places like the peripheral countries and the companies that are suffering there.
Europe has a problem, and it's not really Cyprus. It's the fact that they're having a deeper and deeper recession, particularly in the peripheral countries. And the Bank of Japan is only going to make that worse, and you can see it in the euro-yen trade exchange rate, because at this point the yen continues to weaken, and we saw a little pop back when Draghi started speaking, but it is not held. That's going to make it worse for European companies trying to export to Japan. It's also going to affect U.S. exports. The same thing's happening with the dollar-yen exchange rate, and we're seeing a lot of money now flowing into U.S. bonds because people are getting out of the Japanese security because the Bank of Japan is going to buy it all up.
How is this going to affect the Fed, if at all?
It's a good question, because the Fed is already sort of all in. And the Bank of Japan is emulating almost the Federal Reserve in terms of an aggressive quantitative easing strategy like this. They are doing it at a faster rate, double the rate, expanding the monetary base than the Federal Reserve. The Fed is all in. The Bank of Japan is now pursuing aggressive policy.
Right.
And in this world of currency wars and competitive devaluations, it puts the ECB President Mario Draghi in a tough spot. He's just taking questions, trying to sort of dodging questions. It's amazing how little central bankers can say in so many words.
The QE fix is going to stay.
I want to just stay with Europe for a moment and get your guys' take on this. German Chancellor Angela Merkel trying to escape. She was trying to escape from the region's economic troubles by taking a vacation on an Italian island. You can't blame her, but she could not escape controversy over Europe's debt crisis, even as she tried to relax in a swimming pool. The paparazzi took a picture of her in her bathing suit. The local Italian governor demanded she should pay close attention to the region's weak economy because youth unemployment there is 10 times higher than what it is in Germany.
At least she was vacationing in Italy.
Goes with the territory.
Germany.
And she wasn't Richard Nixon photographed on a beach in a suit and tie and business shoes. So that's not too bad. And she could maybe say, hey, this is what they do to Kate Middleton. I should be flattered.
I like that.
She's a public figure.
The softer side of Angela Merkel, because she has been very tough throughout the debt crisis and is facing re-election this year.